Hello, everybody, and welcome to math for this week. We have 5 weeks together, so we are going to start with some addition and subtraction just based on the way that we ended school year, the school year, and I wanted to just kind of highlight some of the ways that we have done addition and subtraction and talk about some of the number bonds and ways that we have built it. And then I'm going to let you use some things that you can find in your house and get on to Flipgrid and create your own addition and subtraction problems. I'll give you numbers to start with, but you're going to show me different ways that you can make that if you want to, or you can just practice with the things that you have in your house. So next week, we're going to start building on some of these things, and the videos are going to get a little more advanced and a little more in-depth, and we'll do a little bit more each week. But we're going to start this week with just a little bit of addition and subtraction, and I'm going to only go over 2 or 3 things, and then it'll be your turn to practice with whatever you can find in your house, and then you can make a Flipgrid video if you'd like, or you can just continue to practice. So I want us to realize how important math is for everyday life, and especially addition and subtraction. Because anywhere you go, you'll have to, especially now, when you go places, there's coin shortages. So there's not a lot of coins out there. So you have to be able to give exact change. So that's where addition and subtraction really help, and money really helps. So again, we'll get into a lot of these things and how to make sure that we have a good foundation for addition and subtraction. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen, and this is what I'm going to do a lot, to share my screen and show you some of the things that I've been working on so that we can learn these things together. All right, so I'm going to keep myself up here in the corner, and we're going to do a little mini addition and subtraction review with Mr. A. That's me. All right, first things first, let's get started. I always like to add, I don't know why, I always like to add these little Bitmoji things in here. So you'll probably see some Bitmojis of me popping up in different videos. So the more and more I do them, the more fun I have with them. So, all right. Here we go. Today we are going to talk about adding and subtracting. We're going to do the first thing, and if you watch the ELA video, you're going to see that we have read a book. It's called The Little House. So I figured all of our addition and subtraction, or our addition problems, would be based on what kind of looks like that little house right there. So we have a number of houses in red, and we have a number of houses in green. What I'm going to do, when I click a button, there's going to be things that pop up on our screen, and they're going to assign numbers to each house, and it's going to go on, and we're going to see just how to put these things together. Now, we started with a number that's over, well, I'm not going to tell you what it is. We're going to figure out what it is together. So we're going to do the houses in red first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 red houses. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm hiding it. 3 green houses. When you put 10 and 3 together, 10 plus 3 equals 13. If we create our entire number sentence now, we should have that exact number sentence. 10 red houses plus 3 green houses equals 13 total houses. So if I were to put all of these houses together, I would have 13 total houses. Now the parts of my addition problem are 10 and 3, and my whole number is 13. Let's go down and let's do a subtraction problem here. So the number I have in red is my whole number. That whole number is 10. My job is to take 4 away. I want to do the 10 minus 4. So if I look at my 10 red houses, I need to figure out how can I show that I'm taking 4 away? Well, you can't reach onto my screen and take these houses away. So what's a way that you could visually show me how to take the houses away? If you had a piece of paper in front of you, I guess you could erase them. However, I wouldn't know that they were there to begin with. So in class, what we always do is we do that. We put an X over them. So I put 4 X's over those houses. Now I put the numbers to the rest. So what I had is I started with 10 minus 4. And if you remember, I had all those red houses had nothing on them. I put 4 X's because I knew I needed to take 4 houses away. And then I counted the houses I had left. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gives me a number sentence of 10 minus 4 equals 6. Let's do a number bond for addition now. So here's where we have what we've worked on. We have number bonds. So I have a red circle and I have a teal circle. I like the color teal, so I just matched these, mismatched these colors. So if we're working with a number bond, the two circles that have colors, the red and the teal, represent my parts. The pinkish circle represents my whole. So my parts with all the circles in them, those circles have to travel down those lines to get to my whole. So I look over here and I find that I have 7 teal dots in the big red circle, and I have 5 red dots in the big teal circle. My job is to put these together. So let's see if we can do it. Sliding all those numbers down, and it's okay if they're not in great order right now, but you'll see. So we slide them all in, and we end up with 12 total dots. Now what I did, I added another circle there, which is probably, if you're drawing it, sometimes it's hard to do on the computer, and I couldn't tell where the dots were going. So I did want to show you, if you're drawing those those dots that go in your number bond, it's a good idea to put them in what looks like a tens frame. So you can always draw your number dots where you know exactly how many you have. I wouldn't draw them the way that I have them right now, where they're all over the place. So I would draw them where they look like a tens frame. So remember, we started with 7 teal dots and 5 red dots, and our job was to add them together. So we slid them down their lines all the way to our whole number circle, and we ended up with 7 plus 5 equals 12. And remember, the better way of doing it is to have the dots in a good tens frame and 10 and some extra. So we have 10 and then 2, and we know that 10 and 2 is 12. In this instance, 7 and 5 were our parts, and 12 was our whole number. We're going to use the same kind of setup, and here's where I showed it to you a little bit nicer with my dots. I had the ability to put those dots on the screen a little bit better. So we're going to start with our whole number now of 12, which we made in the slide before. So if we take a look, we have 12. I want to take 5 away. So I have my 5 in red, the number 5 I have in red, which means I want to take those 5 red dots away first. So let's see if we can do that. I'm going to take the 5 red dots away, and then I'm going to figure out what I have left. I'm going to take all the rest of those dots away, and I'm going to figure out, if I took my 5 red dots away, what could my answer be? What could be the other part of that equation that I have left? So I started with 12 dots. I took my 5 red dots away. Then I took the other set of dots away, and I counted those up. So I know that 12, take 5 away, leaves me with 7. 12 minus 5 equals 7. All right, let's see if I can move oh, I can't, I'm stuck. Let's see. I'm gonna go back to that and then move me out of the way. Okay, now we're going to give you something to do here. So it's your turn here. You're going to find objects in your house, and it can be anything. Sometimes pasta is super easy to use. You can use Legos. I remember I found all my Legos that my mom and dad left me, so I used Legos when we were doing this during our quarantine math. So your job is to take anything you can find in the house and add up to get the numbers 18, 23, and 14. So that's 3 separate numbers that you're going to try to get. Now, I'm not telling you exactly how to get there. I'm not telling you the addition problem to make. It's your job to kind of figure out what numbers you have to do, what parts you have to do to make those whole numbers. The next thing you're going to do is do the same thing for subtraction. And I should have made these numbers in a different color. So I want you to use these numbers. I want you to use the numbers 12 and 17. And I want you to subtract any numbers you want from the number 12 and the number 17, and I want you to find out what the parts are. After you do all that, you're going to pick one of the ways you did adding and subtracting, or adding in or subtracting, and if you want to, I want you to post it to Flipgrid, and I want you to show us how you added and how you subtracted. The Flipgrid code for Mr. A is down at the bottom. It's my last name, and I know it's really hard. It's a long last name, so you might want to write this down. So have mom or dad help you and write this down, because every assignment that you want to post to Flipgrid is going to use this same code. It's Andrelczyk, ANDRELCZYK 5225. All right, let's go. And we're going to stop the screen share. And that is your math for this week. Remember, next week we are going to start to add a little bit more, but I just wanted to take it a little bit slow for the first week and get you back into the groove of how we use addition and subtraction and some of the ways that we have done it. And then I want you to show me some of the ways that you know how to do it. So if you have different ways to do it, I would love to see them. I'd love to see that the things that you're using at home and the ways that you can do addition and subtraction. And you can make different numbers too. If you decide that you want to make a bigger number than that or a different number, just let me know. Just show me that you're doing a different number and you're showing me what the parts are. So as long as you can show me what you're doing, that'll be awesome. I was giving you some ways to do it. So I'm open to experimentation. I think that's the best way to do it. If you really are interested in it, go for it. All right. I will see you in a different video probably. All right. Have a good day.